Welcome to your daily dose of theological German. We are on installment number 6 of this Karl Barth work here, the teaching of the Word of God. Oh, look, another subjunctive verb to begin a sentence. You know, I hope you're starting to see a theme here. The beauty of this particular excerpt from Karl Barth is that it's giving us lots of repetition of this kind of way of doing conditionals in German, and that's the whole idea. We haven't seen many of them on this channel, and so we're seeing lots of them now. The cool thing about this one is that it's one of the few cases where in English you can actually just translate this very woodenly, and it comes out as a conditional in English, because in English we also form conditionals this way, but only in certain circumstances. German does it with far more kinds of clauses. English only does it where you're dealing usually with a being verb such as this, or where you're having some kind of a modal. So you could say, you know, something like, would he have done so, then he would have something else. And so you can use if would or could or should, something like that. You can kind of put those up front in English as well to make conditionals. The point is, there's many ways to make conditionals in all languages without using official conditional particles, such as if in English or wenn in German. And so German often does it by putting verbs up front, but English also does. And so you'll notice here that you could just say, were that not so, then such and such. However, you might notice here that dem is actually dative, and so if you're wanting to preserve the dative sense of this I translated it with a kind of demonstrative, but it's a pronoun here is the point. If you're trying to preserve the dative sense, then you might say something like, were it not for that, in which case you just would leave so untranslated. Okay, so either way, were that not so, or were it not for that, then, and here you'll see you have another subjunctive sein verb, wäre. And in this case, you've got to ask yourself, how is this sein verb functioning? Is it going to be an equative clause, right? We saw this in yesterday or the day before the episode there. So is this going to be an equative clause? Is it going to be a fake passive? Is it going to be a perfect tense? Because some verbs take sein as the auxiliary for perfect. And in fact, that's what's going on here. At the end of the clause, you have this participle, and kommen is a verb which takes sein as an auxiliary for the perfect tense, and so you're going to translate this in English as a perfect. And so you're going to say something like, were it not for that, then he also would, I'm going to say would because that sein verb is subjunctive, so then he also would not have come to faith. As always, I hope you found that helpful. Please do like and subscribe and share with all your friends.